10. Finn became a stream of energetic particles that launched into the sky. In moments, he reached superluminal velocity and moved through all existence. The particles that were Finn screamed through space-time, and then sprung back as if pulled by an elastic band. Then, he was back in the room with Zekoth. A prompt blinked in the corner of Finn's vision, and he tapped it open. His inventory screen opened. On the left was a slotted grid where he imagined items could be stored. The right side was dominated by an avatar of this new man. The tall, regal elf bore a look of fierce determination and endless potential, despite being dressed in rags. Finn barely recognized himself in this new being. Nothing but the eyes. The eyes were still his, and they held a fierce determination. "I will find you, Bryn," Finn promised. A new round of prompts filled his vision. You have 30 attribute points to distribute between your 5 base abilities. They are: Strength measures the character's physical power, determines damage bonuses with melee weapons, encumbrance, stamina, and the AC armor class bonus for heavy armor. Dexterity measures the character's agility and speed, determines damage bonuses with ranged weapons, the chance to hit bonuses, speed, and AC bonuses for light armor. Constitution measures the character's endurance, determines health, stamina, speed, encumbrance, and the AC bonus for wearing heavy armor. Intelligence measures the character's ability to solve problems and use logic, determines mana. Intelligence also partially determines the pace at which skills are learned and leveled. Wisdom measures the character's common sense, spirituality, and willpower, determines spirit and ability to withstand spells and prayers that affect the mind. Lex, any thoughts? Based on your personality and existing skill set, I'd suggest you play an agile warrior who augments his ability with magic, Lex said. So far you have no magic skills, but once we're in the game, we'll find some wussbag caster and make him teach us. We're not mugging people for knowledge. Have it your way, Lex said with a definite pout. Anyway, with 30 attribute points to spend, you have a lot of flexibility. I'd say up your physical stats until we learn some magic, and then we'll go from there. But I wouldn't completely ignore intelligence since it has tons of less obvious benefits. Finn studied the attribute descriptions again and decided Lex's theory had merit. He put 10 points into strength, 7 each into dexterity and constitution, 6 into intelligence. He ignored wisdom for now. It is now time to complete your character and choose a name, Zekoth said. Be warned, once you choose a name, it cannot be changed. A field popped into his vision with a blinking prompt that reminded Finn of an old word processing program. He knew what name he would choose. Gryph, he said, and the name appeared in the spot. It hung there blinking for a few seconds until Finn accepted it. From that moment forth, he was no longer Finn Caldwell. Now, he was the High Elf warrior-mage, Gryph. Gryph's character sheet came up, and he checked it over one last time before continuing. Gryph, Level 1, High Elf, El Edrine, Deity, None, Experience, 0, Next Level, 2000. Stats, Health, 134, Stamina, 137, Mana, 132, Spirit, Attributes, Strength, 20, Constitution, 17, Dexterity, 17, Intelligence, 16, Wisdom, 10. Gifts, health regeneration, plus 25%, mana regeneration, plus 25%, night vision, 120 feet, master of tongues. Lex, explain these stats to me. Stats, like health and stamina, are measurements of your overall well-being. Mana measures the amount of magical power you have to cast spells, and spirit measures the amount of divine energy you can call upon to cast invocations, which are basically spells using the power of your god. I'm guessing I have no access to my spirit because I've refused to worship any of the gods? Right. Since spirit is the energy of belief and you're a heathen, atheist, unbeliever, you don't get none. Right, Gryph muttered. Zekoth stepped forward again. Gryph had forgotten he was there, as much as you can forget a 7-foot bald god. This time, he walked right up to Gryph and, before he could react, grabbed him by the head. Gryph panicked until Zekoth spoke up. "It is time to awaken your magic," the god intoned. Tendrils of energy wormed their way into Gryph's brain. It started as one filament, but then branched and split, becoming 13 distinct strands. He saw as much as felt pops of light explode in the various parts of his mind. Some were large, some so small as to be mere pinpricks in a star-filled sky. There was no pain, but for reasons he could not quantify, Gryph screamed. Time became still, and Gryph lost all sense of place. Then, suddenly, he was back in the cathedral surrounded by the hooded deities. "There are 13 spheres of magic," Zekoth intoned. "I got this, chum," Lex said, then added under his breath, "You're likely to bore the dude to death." He continued with his normal snark-filled tone. "So, old Baldy here is right, if dull. Magic is the ability to rewrite the underlying code of the realms. It manifests itself in 13 spheres. Each sphere represents one of the primal building blocks of reality. Now, long ago in the primal blah 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 of creation, the spheres came into being during a massive battle between ether and thought. Life and death came into the realms for the first time. These 4 spheres became known as the 4 primal magics." "Okay, that sounds logical," Gryph said. "Yeah, next came the 4 elemental spheres of fire, air, earth, and water. These are all self-explanatory. Fire mages will blast enemies with fireballs. Kaboom, kirsch, burn, burn. Oh no, I'm scarred for life. No maiden will want to bed me ever again. The children will run in fear." "Lex, just the facts," Gryph said, and he saw what may have been the hint of a smile cross Zekoth's face. "Jeez, tough crowd," Lex whined. "Anyway, air guys can make shields, knock people on their asses with a big gusts of wind, and hurl bolts of lightning. So zap, singe, singe. Oh no, where'd my eyebrows go? Anyway, earth folks are usually stodgy grumps who talk way too slow. Water wizards..." He paused for effect. Gryph refused to take the bait. Well, they can breathe underwater, create ice, and control water. They're essentially first picks if you ever get into a snowball fight." Gryph sighed and almost asked Zekoth if he could get a new banner. "Yo, pay attention," Lex muttered in annoyance. "This is some good shit." Gryph rolled his eyes and made the get on with it hand motion. "Fine, jeez. I hope everyone else in the game ain't as grumpy as you. Anyway, then we have the so-called higher magics. These spheres are Empyrean, beloved of people who believe in angels and celestial trees and crystals and junk. The Thonics, now they're more fun in my book. Demon summoners who love wearing dark robes and talking in funny voices that they think are intimidating. Life and death magic are all self-explanatory. Healers and killers." Lex stopped his rambling, and while Gryph found the silence welcome, he had only counted 12 spheres of magic. "And the 13th? Soul magic. Can't say I know nothing about that one. Affinity for that one is ultra rare." "Affinity?" Everyone in the realms has an affinity and an antipathy for every sphere of magic. An affinity of 100% means that you can learn that magic up to level 100, the maximum measurement of proficiency in the realms. 50% means a max of level 50, etc., blah blah blah, yeah. Affinities and antipathies are connected. If you have 100% affinity in life magic, for example, not only will you be some kind of boring do-gooder, but you'll also have 100% antipathy or 0% affinity for death magic. It's an oil and water kind of thing. Gryph nodded. Despite his childish methods, Lex was a fountain of information. He supposed he was lucky to have the annoying banner with him. So, when Chuckles here laid hands on you, he opened your affinity and your antipathy. Open your skill sheet and you'll see what's what. Gryph did as bidden. Magic skills. Level, affinity, tier. Fire, 0, 25% base. Air, 0, 75% base. Water, 0, 75% base. Earth, 0, 25% base. Chthonic, 0, 0% base. Empyrean, 0, 100% base. Chaos, 0, 75% base. Order, 0, 25% base. Life, 0, 75% base. Death, 0, 25% base. Thought, 0, 75% base. Ether, 0, 25% base. Soul, 0, 50% base. Martial skills. Level, tier. Unarmed, 5, base. Small blades, 5, base. Staves, spears, 5, base. Thrown weapons, 5, base. Stealth, 5, base. Light armor, 5, base. Dodge, 5, base. Knowledge skills, level, tier. Alchemy, 5, base. Perception, 5, base. Lockpicking, 5, base. Traps, 5, base. Perk points, 0. Divine perk points, 0. Gryph closed out his skill sheet and nodded in appreciation. He was eager to try out magic. Chortles of laughter broke his reverie. Ha, ha, ha! Of course you're an Empyrean. Bet you'll get your halo any day now, Lex said, continuing his fake laugh several seconds too long. You done? Not quite yet. Lex started his fake laughter again. Well, be done, Gryph said. Lex stopped, but even though his banner was still a disembodied voice, Gryph could sense his pouting. Why don't I have any magic skills? Did you know any magic on Earth? Lex said in an irritated tone. No, but I have an affinity in several. Affinity is potential, not actual. Affinity means you have the potential to master a sphere of magic, but you still have to learn it. And how do I do that? Gryph said through gritted teeth. A master of any sphere can teach you if they wish. They'll lay hands on you like a lean Mr. Clean here did to awaken your affinities. Or you can use a spell stone to learn a spell along with the requisite magic skill needed to cast the spell. If I have an affinity for that sphere of magic. Hey, using that brain for smart making. Good on you, pal. As long as you don't have an affinity of 0%, you can learn a sphere of magic. But your advancement is limited by the affinity. In your case, you will not be able to rise above level 25 in order magic. Zekoth stepped forward again with a blessedly welcome interruption. Our time together has ended, the tall god said. With a flourish of his arm, another slice in reality opened. It is now time for you to visit the armory where you will receive your starter equipment. Ooh, swag, Lex said. Love me some swag. In addition, Crusader, Zekoth continued. Now that your character is complete, your banner will take physical form as your personal banner NPC. Your NPC's race, skill set, affinities, and physical form will be auto-generated. This will help balance any of your deficiencies. Gryph wasn't sure he would enjoy a flesh-and-blood Lex being his constant companion. He was irritating enough as a disembodied voice. What would he be like in real life? You better not screw me, dude, Lex said with trepidation.